It's a clever, creative and compelling piece of theatricality.
Okay, ready?
5 seconds before the performance.
Places, everybody.
Welcome to Theatre First with Alex First.
An engaging professor of parapsychology talks us through the history of ghost stories, how they came to be and how they evolved over time. Philip Goodman, played by Stephen Rogers' Dissertation, comes complete with photographic and video evidence. Among the most compelling is a photo of 4 people taken in Scotland in 1972, which upon closer inspection reveals more than at first meets the eye. The scientist asks the audience how many believe in ghosts and how many have experienced the paranormal. A surprisingly large number raise their hands. I find myself in a room of believers. Goodman reveals that in 20 years of listening to stories about the unexplained, 3 stand out. He proceeds to introduce the first, concerning night watchman Tony Matthews, J. Lagiala. The professor's words morph into a reenactment. On his last night, after 7 years in the job, Matthews' ghostly experience happened at 3:45 a.m. Next up, Goodman turns to the tortured tale of young unlicensed driver Simon Rivkind, Darcy Brown. He's alone in his parents' vehicle in the dead of night, driving home after attending a party an hour away. Finally, the focus is on a successful but arrogant and annoying investment specialist, Mike Priddle, Nick Simpson-Deeks. He relays his chilling experience with a malevolent force in a child's nursery. But wait, there's more, by way of a surprise, shock ending to ghost stories, when everything we've heard and seen is upended. It's a clever, creative and compelling piece of theatricality that caps off an engaging 80 minutes of storytelling and scares. Written by Jeremy Dyson and Andy Nyman, it's directed by that duo and Sean Holmes. It first played in the UK in 2010. The actors in this Australian production have done a great job. I single out Rogers as the narrator and Matthews as the night watchman for special mention. Both are natural and personable. Much about the sets, props, lighting and sound impresses. It amounts to an ever-changing tapestry of mood and movement, and goes to show that a production such as this relies heavily on backstage artistry. Technically, this is quite a feat to put together and pull off. While I can't point to blood-curdling screams, there were certainly shrieks from among the more sensitive assembled. Ghost Stories has fun playing with our minds, crafting a flavour of apprehension and fear. It's playing at the Athenaeum-Theatre in Melbourne until the 5th of November 2022.
You've been listening to Theatre First with Alex First. Available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.